let's compare this apples to apples. Kozarowski's undefeated, but he's undefeated within a 2-hour radius.
Right.
Vaccarino has a couple losses, but they're much more spread out, so maybe competition's a little more stiff.
Well, that could be, but we had a comment from higher up of gaming commission that is tired of the Virginia guys coming up and they're 6-0, 5-0, and they come up here and get stomped by us Pennsylvania boys. So, you know, competition's really stiff up here. We've been doing this. Pennsylvania's been doing it for a long time. Virginia just now getting around. They've been doing a lot of unsanctioned events and stuff, but Pennsylvania's been on the forefront with Ohio for some time now. So,
well, let's.
I gotta stay Pennsylvania proud. So,
let's consider the following, Chuck. Up in Pennsylvania, it's all guys who work in coal mines and farms. They work in the woods. Like, you know, we're outdoors boys.
Yes, sir.
And I think it was you who explained the difference between being gym strong and being naturally strong.
Right.
You know,
and I know you used the word naturally.
Yeah, you didn't use the word
PG program here.
But there's a difference between working out in the gym,
right,
and then being naturally tensile and strong.
I don't lift in the gym. I work in a steel mill. So, you know, and I'm a pretty strong, strong 135er, and I don't hit the weights at all. I work and I train, you know, and that's.
Jake Kozarowski coming down to the cage. Chuck, I think it was your fight with Jimmy Serra, where you cut weight and your back muscles were like, that picture was like freakish.
Yeah,
but it's that natural muscle fiber that we've got up here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I think so. You know, it's all steel mill work, you know, and steel mills, sawmills, like you said, coal mines.
Yeah.
You got, you know, when you're working that many hours and you're working with that kind of work, you know, it's just, you got a different kind of breed up here, I think.
There you go, Bobby. Look right at it.
I'm excited for this fight.
I am too.
Right in his eyes, Bobby. Take his soul.
So, Chuck, if you are Bobby Vaccarino's corner, how do you prepare for a guy like Jake Kozarowski, who can stand, who has a gas tank, who has natural power, but he has, like, all of his fights have gone the distance? Obviously, cardio is a big part of it.
Right, yeah. I mean, you look at a guy like Jake, and like you said, you've seen it. Every one of his fights has gone the distance. You know he has a great ground game,
right,
and he can punch through brick walls if he has to. So, I mean, you kind of don't train to worry about what he can do. You have to make sure you have all your tools in the bag by the time you step in the cage with someone like Jake. So, it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what Robert has for Jake.
Jason Dignan of Dignan Broombot MMA in the corner of Jake Kozarowski. I gotta tell you, Rob McCann, his guys in Bobby Vaccarino's corner, Jason Dignan and Jake Kozarowski's corner. This is gonna be a great amateur main event.
This is score, Bobby. This is it.
Robert over here, he's got to be ready for a whole slew of onslaught of weapons coming his way. You know, we got Jake at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He got judo in there.
Yep.
You know, his stand-up. You know, like I said, I trained with Jake. I know he's a tough kid. You know, I don't know too much about Robert, but if he pulls off this victory, then I know Robert's up there with the toughness too.
Now, if you're Robert Vaccarino, do you train for either go the distance or to stop Jake Kozarowski?
To me, I mean, I have almost 20 fights in and have never been to the third round. So, asking me if you train to ever go to the distance, no way. You gotta have your cardio ready to go the distance, no matter what. Anyway, you always train to finish a fight. Me and Jason Dignan, my coach, we have a saying: second round is overrated. I've never been to the third, so we live by that. We live or die by the second round. So you got to fight to win, man. You can't go out here and want to go the distance.
So you always train to stop the fight.
Always. There's not there's not 1 second in my mind training or in that cage that this fight has to end right now. So,
of course,
come out and you got to get it done.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, Charlie the Madman Gathers doing commentary with us all night tonight. Drew doing a great job of ring announcing. We want to thank Drew Daria, president of Complete Devastation MMA, for putting together a great night of fights tonight.
Drew also trains with us every now and then. Well, more than every now and then. I'm sorry about that, Drew. He's working on his ground game and does stand up with us. So definitely an owner of a promotion like this that gets in there and trains with us. And believe me, we don't say, oh, Drew's in the cage with us. We're going to take it easy on him. He gets in there and he mixes it up with us and does his groundwork with us. So, it's a pleasure having Drew around the gym. I like that.
Complete Devastation is Altoona's most prolific MMA promotion, having the most events in the Logan Valley.
Yeah.
Pre-fight inspection of Jake Kozarowski.
It looks like something's wrong with his glove. Maybe didn't have it taped right.
Well, this comes down to Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission has fighter safety in mind at all times. If ever there's a ruling or a call made that seems like it doesn't make sense, it's because there are 2 human lives that need to be protected.
It stinks on Robert's side because he's the first one in the cage and he's now been in there for 5 minutes. You know, nerves takes a play. You gotta sit there, bouncing back and forth. You gotta, like, look at the man. He's bouncing back and forth. You gotta stay warm. You don't want to. It's not fun being the first guy in anyway.
Right.
But then to have a little mishap that prolongs the fight. You know, it's like all day's a build up to the fight. So when you finally get in the cage, you want to get it done. You want to get the bell ringing and you want to punch someone in the face. To have a mishap like that could cost another 3-4 minutes. Boy, is that time eternity.
Ladies and gentlemen, our second bout of the evening is going to be held in the advanced amateur rules. It'll be 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, fight out of the red corner, 7'5", 7, weighing 155.5 pounds, training
Oh yeah. Now, these guys are both tall and lanky for lightweight.
Yes, they are.
All right, guys. The issue with the delay was apparently Kozarowski was fighting with professional gloves. They had to get amateur gloves on, so it's a glove issue.
Amateur gloves are way more, and they're more padded.
Exactly.
So even in advanced amateurs, you don't fight with the shin pads, but you do need to fight with the amateur gloves.
And I'm going to tell you something right now. These lights are incredibly bright for some reason. I don't know why. But I'm standing in the middle of the cage, and I am feeling the heat. You guys are going to feel the heat as well.
Now, Drew, it's a very real possibility that Jake Kozarowski could taste his first defeat tonight.
It is possible.
He just ate one.
Yeah, he did. If I'm Jake Kozarowski, I want to let those heavy hands start to fly. Oh!
Jake with a nice kick.
Kozarowski in the black and red Venom trunks. Rob Vaccarino in the blue and red Venom trunks.
Uppercut, Bobby. Set the upper. There you go, do it again.
Again, this is advanced amateur rules, so 3 3-minute rounds.
It looks
a little more leeway.
It looks like Kozarowski has a little bit of a reach advantage. But Vaccarino's doing a good job of getting in there and oh!
Well, as we said, Kozarowski standing at 6 foot. Vaccarino at 5'7".
Uppy 3.
Jake has a little mouse under his eye.
Come over top of that.
Let go. Let the hands go.
Kozarowski coming off a big win in Pittsburgh.
Charlie is right. There's a mouse underneath Kozarowski's eye right now. Underneath the, it appears the left eye, I believe.
Throwing his head, throwing his punch and dropping his head. Corner's calling for that uppercut, so we'll see what happens.
I'm really impressed with Vaccarino's head movement and being able to neutralize the reach advantage of Kozarowski.
Right. He's losing. I think
Combos, please. Hard inside 3-2.
Robert came out like a spark plug.
Vaccarino.
It's kind of diminishing right now. Came out.
Oh! Vaccarino took a nice one in the chin, but he looks unfazed.
1-3 drag. 1-3 drag.
Vaccarino came out swinging, came out bouncing.
Oh!
Inside heavy, Bob.
Looks like Kozarowski's doing a little bit of headhunting, Charlie.
Bob, inside heavy, outside.
Nice check.
Okay, now check. Kozarowski keeps opening his left hand before making a fist. Is that a sign of a broken hand, or
30 seconds, Bob.
looks like something that's a little uncomfortable in his glove?
Pitch it up, pitch it up.
Be a way setting up his fight.
Pitch it up, Bob.
Setting up his punches, or it could be hurt. Let's see if he throws it.
Drew, Kozarowski's going wild.
Crowd is going wild here.
Kozarowski looks like he has a guillotine choke, but he's got an arm in.
10 seconds left.
Bobby, knees inside, knee inside. Point there.
Of course, Drew, this is our
Body shot, Bobby.
ninth Cdmma part of the commentary team.
That's right.
2 years ago today, we were heading to the studio to record our first commentary.
This is
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. This, of course, my 11th CDMMA total.
And I'm very happy for you. This is only my 10th.
Yeah, I can tell. All right, we're going into round number 2.
That's a hard one to judge right there.
I was going to say, Charlie, who are you going to give it to, man?
I don't know, man. I don't want to be biased, you know. So, but they both sat in the cage. We had.
It looks like Kozarowski took the most damage.
He took the damage in the first couple swings of the fight, and then once Robert slowed down a little bit and he came out bouncing, using a lot of high energy, and then once about a minute went by and we seen him slowing down, Jake's just getting comfortable. Remember, he has a gas tank.
Right.
Jake starts slowing once he started and Robert slowed down there. He started tagging him back. So we'll see what the second round does.
Kozarowski took the most damage, but I think he had the better finish at the end of the round.
Right, exactly.
All right, here we go. Round number 2 ready to start. Bill Bookwalter calling for the action.
This is where Jake's going to pour it on here.
Drew Shannon, Albert Cameron, and the Madman Charlie Gathers here on commentary.
Pitch it up, Bobby. 1-3-2. Get inside, get inside. 1-3-2.
I often find myself watching the fights as opposed to doing play-by-play. I apologize for the silence. But this is what, like, these are good quality fights. Like, Kozarowski and Vaccarino are throwing, and they're not being timid about it either.
Exactly. These guys are giving it their all. This is action-packed.
Now, Charlie, I haven't known Kozarowski as a ground fighter per se. Would you think that a takedown attempt at this point would be a wise idea?
Jake's great on the ground.
Okay.
He's very slick. His transitions are amazing. He's a flow grappler. He can transition from one to another. So, I mean, like I said, you got to pick your poison when you fight him.
Oh!
Big shots, big shots.
Wow!
Jake poured it on. Like I said, he's going to come out this round feeling good. And, first round.
Mouthpiece of Vaccarino escaped.
Jake knocked the mouthpiece out.
No, I got to tell you, those were the Jake Kozarowski signature heavy hits. But Vaccarino took him on the chin 2 or 3 times and nothing. Like, he's got a granite jaw.
Yeah, it sure looked it. It looked like he brushed that off.
Vaccarino getting his mouthpiece back in. And we're going to resume.
Inside bicep control. Pull the hips through. Come on!
Fight restarted after the mouthpiece put in.
Jake using great great head placement. When you got someone up against there, you want to stick the crown of your head right in their jaw and push up on that cage.
Well, Jake's also got longer limbs too, so he's able to put body angles to work a little bit more where Vaccarino can't.
This is my favorite position against the cage is using my head, pushing it up against the jaw, and controlling it right here.
And that hurts too. That head on jaw hurts.
It takes your focus off of what's he going to do next, and it puts your focus on get my jaw out of the way of this man's head. So
you can hear Vaccarino at his corner right next to us calling for uppercuts, and some of the fans are solidly behind Vaccarino as well.
Oh, nice.
Wow. That's what I was saying about those strikes of Kozarowski. They just land harder. Bobby Vaccarino is not backing down though. They keep going in there throwing like. If I didn't know this is an amateur MMA fight, I'd assume someone's girlfriend was doing something she shouldn't be. I don't know. Now, there was a point where Vaccarino was in the other part of the cage. He looked like he was trying to lace his leg through, almost for a stylized judo throw. Rob Lynn's gonna be mad I don't know what it's called.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, he wants to lace that leg through and give him a little hip toss.
Yeah, he does. The Harayo Ghosh, which Ethan Goss scored on Lenny Caulheim in Johnstown.
That's one of the Wolverines' favorite throws right there.
That's it for round number 2.
Okay.
Jess, our lovely ring girl, showing everybody that it is time for round number 3.
Of course, after this fight, one lucky guy's gonna get to talk to Charlie the Spaniard Brenneman.
Shut up, Albert. We know it's you. Charlie the Spaniard Brenneman is here in attendance, and Albert will get an interview with him for, of course, Complete Devastation MMA, and I believe maybe Cage Station TV.
I get to do commentary with Charlie the Madman Gathers, and interview with Charlie the Spaniard Brenneman. If my wife tells me she's pregnant tonight, I'm naming the child Charlie. All right, Chuck. So clearly, Bobby Vaccarino, a little bit of crimson, maybe bleeding a little bit. So both these guys have clearly said, my game plan is I'm going to stand and throw.
Yep.
Do you think
two takedown attempts in this fight, both by Jake and both stuffed. It looks to see that Bobby's a real strong guy. He can stuff them takedowns. Them leg kicks are going to hurt him more.
Oh yeah, they are.
Another solid leg kick.
Oh!
Nice.
There you go.
Wow. I've never seen.
Vaccarino is bleeding from the nose, is it?
Yeah. I've never seen two amateurs standing with chins like that before in Pennsylvania. I haven't.
Again, the third and final round, 3-minute rounds in the advanced amateur rules.
Again, great head placement by Jake. And you see the blood dripping out of his nose.
Now this is where cramping is going to occur, and that vertical base is going to be compromised.
In other words, if you can't stand, you can't fight.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly, Drew. Exactly.
I mean, let's put it in layman's terms, Albert.
You can see Robert grimacing in pain. Blood dripping out of the face of Vasilino.
Bill Bookwalter telling these guys that they got to start getting back into action here.
Vaccarino's corner not entirely happy with the inability to follow direction.
They are not.
Bobby, you got this. Bobby, you got to turn. You got to turn.
Now, Charlie, you training with Jake Kozarowski. Would he be able to throw Vaccarino if he gets some positioning?
Bobby,
yeah, definitely.
He's gonna.
Almost looks like he's setting up for a suplex type maneuver.
Bobby went for first takedown of the night.
I can't tell. Is Kozarowski bleeding from the mouth?
Bill Bookwalter's backside is blaring. I can't really. Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, that's a vision I really didn't want to see. But
he tells me he has the best glutes.
Big ground and pound going on by Jake.
Okay.
Posture. Up.
Big shot.
Kozarowski raining down bombs.
Blood spewing out of the face of
Ouch.
Robert.
Roll through,
That reminds me of the CDMMA's bloodiest fight. Brandon Laney
That's the elbow.
versus Justin Filer. Our table got blood on that night. Not the first
They
time.
got him out.
This time won't be the last.
Oh!
Turn.
Extremely
This
bad
could-
position
this
for
could be a
Beccarino.
finish.
He's got him in.
Rear naked choke.
Rear
Will he
naked
finish
choke.
this fight? Will he finish his first fight? He taps.
Oh!
Jake with his first finish.
Jake Kozarowski's first stoppage in complete devastation. I'm really impressed by Bobby Beccarino, though.
Yeah, he took a beat.
He took a beating, is right. If he doesn't have a nickname, I think it ought to be Rolex.
Yeah, it looks like Jake's bleeding all over, but unfortunately that's his opponent's blood. So I tell you what, whether that kid's face hurts tomorrow or not, he's definitely not walking around right with all those leg kicks.
There is nothing to be ashamed of in losing that fight.
No way.
That was awesome.
If anything, you go out of this fight knowing I can take a whooping. And believe me, that helps a lot. I remember one of my fights where I got head kicked, and at that point, up to that point, I've never been. My chin, my head, my nothing was never tested. And that was my second pro fight, I think it was, against
Dante Adams.
Dante Adams.
You fought at 155.
Yeah, I weighed in with my sweatpants and shoes on to make 155, but he was 6'2".
He was very tall.
I'm 5'8". He was like 185 pounds. I was 140 something without my clothes on. So
And he broke his foot off your head that fight.
yes, and like I was saying, you know, it builds confidence getting beat up. It really does, because after getting beat up, you go into the next fight knowing that I can take a whooping.
Right.
So that fear is out of your head by then. So you loosen up more. Your stand up's a little bit more loose because you know you can take a shot.
I gotta tell you, Chuck, if I were Bobby Beccarino, I don't know, I'd be looking forward to the gym on Monday.
Yeah.
I think Coach is gonna ride him pretty hard about listening to the corner.
Yeah, the crappy part is he has to ride home with Coach. So
Oh. And that's a 3-hour drive back to Virginia.
yeah, you know, you gotta give it up to any fighter that takes a
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Bill Walters
He did this out too.
at 2:43 in round number 3. Your winner via tap out to rear naked choke
17 seconds.
in the blue corner, Jacob
17 seconds left. You know, that's how it goes. I remember losing my one fight, and it was by rear naked choke, and it was like 10 seconds till the round was over, and I'm like, man, you don't know how long it is, and then 10 seconds feels like an eternity.
Yeah.
Looking for a finish now before fights on the guard line. You guys like that stand-up boy there?
And this is your fourth win officially for complete devastation MMA and your fifth overall West rating. Obviously you're sixth.
Yeah, obviously the sixth here. I just had 2 fights in a row, so I'm trying to take at least a month off. Relax.
After that fight, you deserve a month off. Give it up for Jacob Kozarowski, everybody.
Jake Kozarowski improving to 5-0-0. 4 of those wins in complete devastation. His first stoppage.